Welcome to Almel Learning. So today what we want to discuss is we're going to see some general formatting in Excel, where I'm going to teach you a lot of small stuffs, a little bit of formatting that you can use in Excel files. So of course you can see a list of it where we want to see what are the different ways we can do that, basically of understanding that. So the first thing that we want to talk about basically is how can we create a fill series, right? So how can we create a series in Excel? So that is something that you can have. I think most of you would have worked on this. It's about so one first option is you can probably so so you just have to fill this, and the second thing we want to talk about is you can just drag this across so that you can just get the data. So that is something that you can have. Uh, so this is something that you can have. This is one way of doing it. And another way of doing it is also if you just fill this across, and if you just double click this, automatically the data gets filled or with the pattern. So this applies with date, it applies with dates and all that. So if I want, let me insert a date and I'll show you this. And so see, so this applies with dates as well. And for example, if you want the uh, day, which if you want, you can fill this also. If you want, you can do that as well. Right? So this is also highly possible. Right, so this is called the fill series in Excel file, right? So where you can fill series accordingly based on the first two data values. You just need to enter the first two data values, and based on that you can still work on that, right? So this is the first basic formatting. Another thing is if you want to use a formula, you can still use a formula for that also. You have a formula for that. So what is the formula? Is it is actually equal to row, open bracket and close bracket. So what this formula is, it will take the row number. It will take the row number. So based on the row number, the number of the particular series is getting filled automatically, right? So this is again a very important point. And so this can be dragged across. This is a formula which can be used where you don't need to use a fill series option. Defaultly, if you use this formula, automatically whatever the row number is bifurcated here, based on that the row number get assigned automatically, right? So this is another important point that you can understand. And the next thing is, imagine if I want to insert a Roman letter in the Excel file. There's a formula for that also, equal to Roman, open bracket, row, open and close, and have close bracket. So this is again, if we're talking about, this is the format. This is the formula. So let me repeat this formula again, which is equal to Roman, open bracket, row, bracket, close bracket. As simple as that, right? So this is another formula that you can work upon, right? So this is another very important format. So this is how we can use the fill seed option, where I can talk to where we talked about row numbers and we also talked about the column numbers. And next, another option that we want to learn is called wrap text. For example, if you have a text like this, right? So which is again going beyond the cell. So what is the option that we have is one manual option is you can just go to a column called wrap text, right? If I give this, automatically it wraps up into a particular text or a particular cell. I have that. But imagine, as we are not used to the mouse button, if you want an Excel to automatically do that, you just have to press Control Alt plus Enter. So the shortcut for wrap text is Alt plus Enter. So if you just press Alt plus Enter, automatically the particular cell will be applied. The wrap text will be applied, which means whatever value that you're doing, it will consolidate itself into a single text function. Right, that is also there. And the next thing is right click. I think you would have seen our previous video which we talked about date if formula. You can just go back and see that video where we have discussed about using dated if function, and I even discussed about how we can use this right click options and the format cells options. So I think I have discussed this shift plus F10 is a shortcut for that. And if you want to have format cells, which is control plus 1. So do stay to see our previous video, which is under the name of conditional formatting. You can still see that video. on an Excel file where you can see how we can use this format cells options, and the right click options is also possible. And the next thing what we're going to learn is we're going to learn how we can convert one single value into different multiple formats like number, date, currency, percentage, and time factor. How can we do that? For example, here I have a data like this. So I have data like this. So now, if I want to convert this into a number format, the shortcut key for that is Control plus Shift plus 1. Right? Control plus Shift plus 1. So that is the shortcut key. So Control plus Shift plus 1. So that's the shortcut for that. And for the time factor, if you want, the shortcut for that is Control plus Shift plus 2. That's the shortcut. And for the date, it will be Control plus Shift plus 3. Right? And for the currency, it will be Control plus Shift plus 4. And for the percentage, it will be Control plus Shift plus 5. Control plus Shift plus 5. Right. So this is what. So let me apply and Control plus Shift plus 1. This is the number format. Control plus Shift plus 2. This is the time format. And Control plus Shift plus 3 is actually the date format. And Control plus Shift plus 4 is actually the numerical or the rupee symbol. So rupee symbol is automatically taken here based on the region wise specifications. You can still work on that, or you can have an options where you can just go and change this particular cell value or the rupee value as well, but it takes with your current systems, no worries on that. And if you just press Control plus Shift plus 5, you have the percentage, right? So this is the easy way of doing the format. Of course, yes, I have shown in my previous video on how we can use the format cell option as such to leverage this across. We have seen that also, but that is again a different kind of version. It actually takes a lot of time and effort for that. But this is the direct shortcut: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Control plus Shift. So that's a combination that you can remember. For example, if I have 1, and if I have changed this into number format, so this will work. So that is again the format that it has, right? So these are the very simple formatting tools which you have. And again, the next thing what we can understand is probably it is there having a decimal. For example, if you want to reduce the decimal manually, if you want to do it, you have an option here where you can reduce here. But if I don't want that, I wanted this to be done in a fraction of a second, you have an option called Control plus Shift plus time. Right? So Control plus Shift plus time. Right? So this is the option which can be used to actually reduce the decimal. So these are the very basic formatting techniques which can be used in the Excel file. Of course, stay tuned to our channel to